The Mountain Mayhem 5 list review.
The fifth one.
Coming up in, when is that? The
next weekend.
Next weekend.
25th through the 27th.
There you go. Oh, I'm getting an echo from you, I think.
Are you?
Yeah, you have your speakers on? Can you hear me?
No, I don't have speakers. I only have headphones.
Okay, well, let's see how this works. Wow, I'm getting a really long echo.
Do you have your speakers on? No, I can't hear anything.
You know what? I think it's here. It must be this. There. How's that? That's much better.
You sound the same to me as you did the whole time, old man.
Okay, well, it works. The echo's gone from my end.
That's good.
Perfect. All right, so let's move. So, what do we got? Start going. There we go. Mountain Mayhem 5 list review.
That is great. This worked better when we were still having it in West Virginia.
Yeah, you think we need to change our theme?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so list number 1, Keith. Beastmen. Beast herds.
This is Cal's list from Spain at the ETC. It's a very good list. It's very strong. The Minotaurs are going to go for long charges. The Gortoks are going to do what Gortoks do. He's got a lot of chaff, and those are two tough chariot characters.
Two tough chariot characters. Yeah. 3 scouts. Oh, sorry. 2 ambush, 1 scout.
2 ambush, 1 scout. And then he's got a double binding scroll in the Seat of the Dark Forest to give him +2 to cast.
And he just hangs out in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks good. And Keith's a good player.
He sure is. He also made the first cut for the ETC team.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's great. Congratulations, Keith.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it's what it is. It's a very good list. It's a big killy lord.
The characters are really tanky. They don't kill like a ton, but they're very tanky.
Yeah, 2 up armor.
2 up, yep.
Okay. All right, both with fire saves. Yeah, good. It's a good solid list, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, not a lot you can say about that one.
Nope.
Ben Nelson. You know what? Let's skip this because Ben just told me he's going to have to drop.
Yep.
So we're going to just bypass that one.
Okay, bye.
Joey. Oracle of Yima. Beastmaster's Lash. And the Beastmaster Dread Prince. Yeah, he's trying to buff his Hydras.
Right. He's got the Master of Occultism on the dragon with the Familiar, which makes it a very good piece because the dragon can just stand behind the hill and let the Familiar cast behind it.
Yep. And he's got a couple spells, the Dark Acolytes as well.
Mm-hmm.
For a couple more spells, Blades of Nob. I'm not sold on the Blades of Nob.
I'm not either.
But the 2 Hydras are really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a dragon list.
It's a dragon list.
And, of course, the big killy guy on the Pegasus, who's not going to treat people nicely. All right. Anything special on that one?
No. Occultism of dragon, like it heals. It does what dragons do.
It heals slow.
Yeah, if you can't handle monsters, you're going to be in for a long game. Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving on, we have, this is Josh. Josh Stewart, who I don't know.
He is a knucklehead from California.
A knucklehead from California?
Yep. He loves his Captain and Cokes. Captain and Diets.
All right. So, Dread Prince of Nob. Let's see. Magic Cloak, Hero's Heart. Paired Weapon Shield. Midnight Cloak on foot? What am I missing?
Did he not? It looks like he's on a horse at 535.
Yeah, he's got to be on something.
He's on a horse.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't send me what they had. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with that. All right. Have to clean that up. An Oracle, Cosmo Master, Amulet of Spite, Divine Altar, a lot of Dread Legionnaires, all 3 with Academy banners.
It's a lot of armor piercing.
It's a lot of armor piercing. Harpies, Dark 2 units. Oh, 1 casting. 3 Dread Reapers, 8 Dread Knights with a Banner of Blood.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad list. This Dread Knights scare me.
It's pretty aggressive.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he might do well with that list.
I think you will.
He's going to at least give Joey a run for the money.
That's right.
Dread Elf. Obsidian Anubis. This is his friend that's coming. I think they're coming from California as well.
Okay.
I never met him, so he's on the message boards. Saw the tournament and asked to come out. Dread Prince on the Manticore. Shadows, Dread Legionnaires. Lots of Dread
I really like Transcendence more than Hero's Heart. Like with what Josh took was Hero's Heart. Yeah, Transcendence is better.
What's the difference?
Lethal Strike. Lethal Strike.
Ah, okay. More Yama.
Also, if you kill something, you get +1 strength up to strength 6. So.
For the rest of the game?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Like I said, more Dancers at Yim I'm not thrilled with. 2 Medusas, though.
Mm-hmm.
Divine Altar, a couple Dread Reapers. Okay. That's not
well-rounded list. Like, he's got the 2 big, medium-sized spear blocks. He's got a pretty big Dancer Yimmy unit.
That's
the Divine Altar to kind of buff his infantry. I do like Medusas. I think Harpies are still better chaff with the fly. But Medusas are a solid piece.
They are.
And he's got a well-rounded, let's call it a well-rounded shooting phase with the double bolt thrower and the 24 crossbow shots.
Right. 48. 48 shots, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the Master of Occultism in this list, but, it's hard to go wrong.
Yeah, and that altar can go wherever it wants, right?
Yep.
Okay. Moving on. What do we have? Andrea. Suglug with Brimstone Secretions. Omen of Savar. General Thaumaturgy, Mirrored Scales. 20 Lemurs. 10 Myrmidons. Wow, such a small list.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, he's got, what's that, 1,690 points put in 2 models.
Right. Yeah.
And then a big unit of Brazen Beasts and a big unit of Clod Fiends for scoring.
1,600. That's like 18. That's 1,800 in 2 models.
1,790, sorry.
Yeah. That's pricey. Another
in 2 models.
1,300 in these bottom 2 units.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the Div Thalm combo is definitely solid.
Double Master, yeah.
Yeah, with the way that demons work with the extra channels, so he channels 4.
Right.
Or Sorcerer Antenna might give him channel 5. And then he's got the +2 to cast if he only uses 2 dice.
Right. Yeah, that's a lot of magic coming out of that army.
Oh, yeah, and then you can't really, you have a hard time pushing on it just because if you don't have a way to redirect those Brazen Beasts, you can't let them charge you. So, with the Claw Fiends working a flank, yeah, I think it's a good list.
Yeah. Another next demon list, Phil Carl. Suglug, Maw, Vakan. Wow, he switched his list.
To a Maw. See, I think we do this every time we do demon list reviews, is where I say, I can see why you would take the Maw, but I don't see why you would only let him be an adept on witchcraft and not a full master.
Well, you've
Like,
already
I feel like I say that every freaking time.
I mean, he's got to be pushing his limit, right? He's at 8.
Yeah, I would rather have an adept on divination and a master in witchcraft.
Oh, switch them.
Mm-hmm.
Too many units of Myrmidons.
Mm-hmm.
6
6 orders is a pain in the you-know-what.
Yeah, 2 Furies and 2 units of Furies and a Bloatflies.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of big units. And
It is.
Phil Carl just wants to play big, tanky units.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they're going to come up and get in your face, and you got to deal with them.
He's going to roll 5s. Just be prepared for him to roll a lot of 5s.
Check his dice. Obsidian Anubis has a Empire or Sonstal army.
Didn't we just do Obsidian Anubis?
He's bringing a guy. He's bringing somebody with him. There's 2 of them coming out.
There's 2 of them. Father Vulpes Trajan.
He's named his guys.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah. All right.
So Wizard, Artificer, guy on an Arcane Engine, only an Adept, Martial BSB, and a Prelate General. Huh.
1 binding scroll.
No fighty guys.
No.
None at all.
Well, I mean, you know, it's Empire. It's you pay people to fight for you.
Yeah.
He does. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 scoring units, which is solid.
Yeah.
He's got the Imperial Guard block. I like him better with shields and hand weapons for the parry, and then when you put distracting on him, it just gets ugly quickly. To try and get through him, but I can see why I took great weapons. I actually think that the halberds fight better than the Imperial Guard do, especially with all the buffs that you put out when it comes to orders and distracting and +1 strength, because he has double +1 strength in this list with the adept on Cosmo, and then the Arcane Engine does perception of strength as a bound spell.
Okay.
So I actually like the halberds better. And like, if you're going to take a big unit of halberds, I don't think you need to spend the points on Imperial Guard, is what I'm getting at.
Those 2 blocks running together are pretty scary.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to get points off this list, right? Like, he's got those 20 heavy, the Gravediggers are going to be sitting behind the meat wall of Imperial Guard and halberds with all of his characters shoved into those 20 heavy infantry while his knights can score and flank, and he's got riders to be chaff. Yeah. I would have rather seen him take a cannon instead of a mortar, just because.
Because monsters are prevalent now.
Yeah, monsters would be the thing that would give him the most trouble, right? Like, where he's only strength 4. Yeah, he's strength 6, I guess, with the great weapon guys, but they strike last. Where, you know, you're gonna just blend through toughness 3 and toughness 4 infantry, like it doesn't matter with all those halberds. So.
And 23 flagellants to round it out.
Right, yeah, because why not? Let's just have 23 more flagellants.
No tank, though.
There's no tank, and that's, again, something I think is missing, right? Like, I would have taken a tank and dropped the mortar, or dropped the flagellants and the mortar for a tank, because it's just such a nice piece just to railroad something.
Right.
And just pin it in place.
Yeah.
Especially if you're running 2 big blocks, like. So, like, if you can peel off those knight units really quick and get up and around his flanks, you know, of course, you're going to be taking a volley gun and 30 crossbow shots and the magic. But if you can do it,
if you can pull that off,
you can surround it pretty quickly, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oof. I don't know that you can surround this unit. There's 3 huge, big units.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. All right. It's actually an interesting list. We have to keep an eye on and see how he does.
This is what we call not a good list.
Brandon's Highborn Elves. Carnreg Tower. Yeah, what's he got?
He's got the Great Weapon and the Destiny's Call. And he's got the Cannery Tower guy that fights at axe in every phase of the game. He's got 3 strength 5 shots.
Right.
He's got Destiny's Call. He's got a Great Weapon. He's got the Queen Commander BSB for the extra shooting.
Yeah. Mage of Pyro, an Adept of Pyro, and then Karnreg Tower. Okay. Flame Warden, Seaguard, a lot of 3. What is it? 20 Seaguard, 10 Queen's Guard, and 3
Wait a second.
Reapers.
He has Dragonforged armor on his
Oh,
print,
crap, I
right?
forgot to change that. No, it's not.
It's not?
It's not.
You sure?
No, it's not. I am positive.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Because he's paid for Death Cheater to automatically fail all of his
Exactly.
fortitude
No.
checks.
He sent that correction in that night. Yep. I posted the wrong list. I'll have to fix that one too. Make a note of that. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Brandon. All right. What else? You don't like this list though?
I don't like Brandon playing this list. I would put money on it if he didn't know that I'd put the bet that those 10 Queen's Guard those 10 Queen Guard are going to charge at least 2 times this tournament.
You think so?
Those 10 Queen's Guard are going to charge at least 2 times.
All right. Yeah, we'll see.
Do you disagree?
I'm not
that he's not going to charge those archers at some point?
There's no way I'm taking that bet.
Mm-hmm.
Paul brought Highborn Elves as well. Only 2 characters. Really light in characters. Under 1,000 points in characters.
Yeah, it's a lot of magic for 2 characters. From 2 characters, it's a lot of magic. Yeah, right.
It is.
It's a nice BSB build with the Destiny's Call.
BSB, yeah. 2 units of Flame Wardens. I've never seen anyone play 2 units of Flame Wardens.
Yeah, neither have I. I know people like Lion Guard are coming back in vogue, but I don't rate Lion Guard yet. That's 712 points for toughness 3 infantry.
Yes.
That doesn't even get lightning reflexes
Right.
and gets screwed over by parry.
A crappy unit. With
you want to watch a high elf player cry? Just charge it with 40 clan rats.
With parry or peasants with Breton.
Right.
Equitaine. Yeah. You don't want to deal with that. A little bit of shooting. It's an infantry army. That's interesting. All right.
It's a lot of heavy infantry. Mm-hmm.
And no fighty character.
No, not like a spear guy would be.
Doesn't have the spear. Nothing. Usually have a fighty character, right?
Mm-hmm. Usually something just to bulk up those flame wardens, like, something just a little bit punchier.
All right, we'll see how he does. I think he's got a grudge match on Brandon in the first round.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Highborn Elf action.
Mm-hmm.
Travis, guy on a dragon, master of divination.
Yeah, it's what's this Furian's list? But more Lion Guard. Again, he's got Lion Guard, and maybe I'm just an idiot. Like, it's very possible. I do think it's a cool build to do the divination trick and push that attribute floating around different places in lieu of having a BSB.
Right.
Especially since this army is probably 7% more expensive than it should be. Like, everything seems like high elves seem to be like 200 to 300 points short in every list they make. So,
3 Seaguard Reapers. Okay.
It's a lot of shooting. And then he's got a dragon to try and keep you off the shooting.
27.
And the high prince.
3 Reapers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a decent number of shots. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A decent number of shots. That's 27 from the Sea Guard, 5 from the Reaver. So call it 32 strength 3. He's got 18 strength 4 AP2, and then the Queen's Companion Prince has another 3 strength 4.
I thought the other 2 both had more shooting. Well, no, sorry, Paul's didn't. Brandon had more shooting, I thought. Anyway, roughly the same. I think
he's got Master Div too, which it's solid. Like, just because it's Unerring Strike and Fate's Judgment for big things.
All right, moving on. Jerry with his return of the Infernal Dwarves.
Oh, he's the return of Jerry getting drunk and bitching about how bad.
How bad the Infernal Dwarves are,
Yeah.
or how bad the thing is as a whole. 2 rocket batteries, Infernal Engine, Condemn. No magic.
Would appear not. No.
No magic.
Okay.
Wow. Blunderbusses, Hobgoblins with whatever, Turok Anointed.
See, it's like, why would you take hobgoblins with bows and not take like flaming swords?
Welcome back, Jerry. Enjoy it.
I don't even want to look at this anymore. Just move on. He's got the blunderbuss block, but he doesn't have the magic to support the blunderbuss block.
Yeah, I had to fight Kelly with that block, and he kept bumping the armor on it, which was really irritating.
Yeah, the other really irritating thing you can do is take your blunderbusses, take your guy with pyromancy, put him on a Lamasu, and do all your pyromancy bullshit so you get down to 2 dice left. And when you've already put your opponent in the back corner, and go for that sneaky Raven's Wing on the blunderbuss block for your like alpha strike.
Right.
But he didn't take any of the good things.
In his defense, I don't think he's played this year, has he?
It's not my problem. Like this is a scary list.
Justin, Master of Alchemy, Tablet Asherai, blah, blah, blah. Pyro with the Arcane Mastery. Oh, God, I hate seeing that combo. A lot of Flintlock Axes. 36. 2 Bolt Throwers, a Cannon, and Shrapnel Guns. Now, that's
a
hard
lot of shooting.
Yeah,
and it's tanky. And if you get close, you're going to eat 9 incarnates or the shrapnel guns.
Yeah,
and that volcano cannon is a pain in the you-know-what, too, because remember that he can put the hereditary from Infernal Dwarves, which makes you flammable even against shooting, not just like the alchemy one where it's only in close combat.
Yeah, that's pretty ugly.
It's a nasty list, man.
Icon in the Inferno, get the double attribute blaze, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's ugly.
Yep.
Kevin's back with Infernal Dwarves. Prophet.
With Justin Bergey's list.
It looks very similar to the last list I just saw.
It looks like he has 1 unit of 6 incarnates instead of 5 and 4.
That is...
You know what? You're going to steal, you steal from the champ.
Yep.
Might as well.
All right. Wow. Yeah, those 2 lists are close to identical, aren't they?
There's literally one thing different.
Wow. Ken's bringing Kingdom of Equitaine.
Cool.
Might Duke, last chance to show up. Might as well get that last showing out.
Yeah, gotta, take it out.
Druidism Master and a Divination Adept. Paladin with Questing Oath, Battle Sword. Okay. Character
Last charge, 10 questing knights, triple yeoman.
1, 2.
I would have taken shamanism on that that second damsel, the adept with the book, especially since he's running the 30 levy, just because that gives you +1 strength.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you can also have strength 7 Knights of the Realm, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So that's the one big glaring thing I see. He does have 4 scoring units, which is solid. I've actually, like you and I've been talking a bit about the Equitaine changes, and I think dropping those Peg Knights is probably the way to go.
Think so now?
Yeah, it's only what? They only have 2 wounds each, right? So
they do. It's only 10 wounds.
You peel 1 guy off, you do 2 wounds, and then you can cannonball the Duke anyway.
Right.
So those 620 points, I think, could be better spent.
They can hit pretty hard, though.
They can, and they fly. which is it shouldn't be underrated. But in an army that already has so much Swift Stride and zoning, like
Yeah, I think if nothing else, they need the loose formation.
yeah, so you're at least -1 to be shot.
Right.
It gives you more, or give him Banner a roll in too instead of Banner speed.
I do like the banner speed to make them faster.
Yeah, well, okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, I like that. I played with the banner Roland, but I like the banner speed as well. The extra ward save's nice.
Just if you can control the Cannonball Duke, the Might Duke, you're in business.
Nate, 6 characters.
I was promised 200 Nashers, and I am not seeing 200 Nashers.
No, you're not seeing.
I am seeing a paltry
74?
74. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's
A paltry.
I think that's a record low for him.
That's not even 2 full units. Like,
Yeah, it's a record low for him. Guy with a
but
great weapon.
the Orc Shaman, he's common? He's not a feral?
Common Orc Shaman.
Why would you not make him a feral for a free 5-up ward save?
You pay for it.
With how much sniping's out there now?
Yeah. Doctor Apprentice on a Wolf Chariot. Okay.
I would have dropped the potion of strength to bump up that Void Talisman to the Book of Arcane Power, because Deceptive Glamour on 2 dice is awesome for Orcs and Goblins.
It is. Casting on a 7, you're using,
Goes on a 6, so you need to get a 4. Yeah.
I'm talking about the boosted version. I think it's a 4/7, isn't it, or 5/7?
No, it's a 4/6. I'm
pretty low. Anyway, whatever.
80% sure.
Okay. Anyway, that's an interesting list. Like I said, I'm not sure how he's only bringing.
Deceptive Glamour is a 4/6. You're thinking of Twisted Effigy is a 5/7.
Okay. Got it. Great Giant with a Club, Great Green Idol. I don't like the Great Green Idol, but
I don't like it either. Maybe I've been talking to some more people, and they think that it's not bad, especially the innate buff it gives you. But
right, +1 weapon skill.
It's not +1 weapon skill, is it? You're an Orc player. You should know this.
It's plus. I don't use that thing. Pretty sure it's a +1 weapon skill. +1, maybe +2.
Great Green Idol.
Trying to bring
up natural 2 wound rolls of 1 with melee attacks from units within 6 inches of friendly Great Green Idol must be rerolled. To reroll once to hit.
Okay. Wow. I'm way behind.
2 wound rolls. Excuse me, 2 wound rolls. So reroll once to wound. Gives them that Dark Elf roll.
Okay. Rerolling 1s to wound. Okay. Yeah, that's not. Anyway. Not thrilled with that either.
But
anyway.
Who's the best Orc and Goblin at Buckeye? Was that you?
That was not me.
Oh, okay.
That was this person you're looking at right here.
So maybe Nate does know more than both of us.
I'm pretty sure he knows more than I do about him at this point.
It doesn't have 15 Iron Orcs, so I automatically hate the list.
Of course.
If you're not going to give me 15 Iron Orcs, at least give me 200 Nashers.
And I can't like the list because he has no Boar Boys.
Well, yeah.
Moving on.
Oh boy, you and the Boar Boys.
I love the Boar Boys.
They don't love you, Gene.
They don't.
They don't love you.
Ryan, back to Orcs and Goblins.
Ryan Stottle. Yeah, as long as this jackass never plays Dwarves again. Traitor to all Orc kind.
It was. Orc Shaman. Another common Orc Shaman, I think.
Why not Feral? Free 5-up ward save. Free 5-up ward save. Free 5-up ward save.
What are you saying?
I don't want to talk about it.
Is that good?
Yeah. You know what? It is good.
A 5-up ward save is good.
Free 5-up ward save is good. Yes.
Okay, if you say so.
Especially with shamanism.
All right. Two medium units of Nashers.
Yeah, I don't like I think you go big or go small. Like you have 10 or you have 40. There's not like, to me, because remember you and I tested a couple of games with the 24 Nasher units and we were both unimpressed.
No, I was definitely unimpressed.
Big or go home. But he's got 2 units of 15 Iron Orcs, which does me proud.
And I just double checked, and they are both common orcs. Shady Shankin on an Iron Orc. Look at that.
That shouldn't be allowed.
This is I love this. It's only on a chief, though.
Yeah, they're both chiefs. They're cheap. They're cowboys.
Yeah.
I actually like the Iron Orc chief with shield breaker and the one up rerollable armor save.
Because you get up to 6. Well, your chief is only 5 strength. Strength 5. Unless you boost him. Okay.
But he's AP6.
2 units of Spider Riders. Feral Orcs, not biggins.
With some spears.
Nashers, and 2 giants. All right. I'm not a big fan of this list.
It's okay. It's got 15 Iron Orcs.
He would roll.
I feel like some points could have been spent. Like, drop those cow. Like, see, here's my problem with the orcs: is everybody's like, "Oh, the characters are amazing. Like, they're so good." Yeah, they are good. But do you want those 2 Iron Orc chiefs, or would you rather have another 30 Iron Orcs?
Right.
Would you rather have full size units of Nashers, or like is that Iron Orc chief with Basalt Infusion and Blessed Inscriptions going to kill more than another giant that's strength 8?
Right. It's a good point. Those 300 points go a long way, right?
Yeah, I mean it's more bodies. Like you can literally in orcs flood the table with just fearless shit kicking, model, and taking the cowboys. I think is just a waste of points.
I do love the orc giants. I need to start playing with those if I go back to orcs.
Yeah, you do. They're great, especially when I get one in your deployment zone on turn 2 and staring at your BSB's booty.
Lee's bringing Ogre Khans. Master Shamanism.
Should we take a moment to let all ogre play? A moment of silence for all of us that don't play ogres. For in the new update, ogres got off incredibly well.
Did the Ogre update come out?
Oh, it did.
When?
Today.
I didn't notice it today.
Thursday, the 17th of October.
Okay.
And ogres did not get nerfed.
I was not on the message boards at all today, so I didn't see it. Really? They escaped? Really?
Well, it helps when you have,
What? What are you saying?
You have Ryan Cabs, the Lord of all darkness, Doctor of evil, and just a lovable human being. Oh, it's not overpowered, guys. Don't worry about hunters. Hunters are perfectly balanced.
I don't know why they didn't lose quick to fire or one off their aim, if nothing else. 2 hunters, 10 bruisers, 3 tries with bombardiers, 1 unit of 3 bombardiers, 2 scratapults. Look at that.
Yeah, I think I'm with Shannon on this one, where I used to always say ogres should never take anything but shamanism. Like, shamanism is so good, especially with the heirloom, so you get the 5 spells, the double -1 to be wounded, blah, 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 blah.
Correct.
But Shannon makes a great point. Oh, -1 toughness when you have double scratapult. It's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. And then you have comment in your back pocket. Like,
that's a good point.
I think if you're gonna run the bombardiers and the scratapult, you do the Shannon Powell method and just bully people with thaumaturgy.
Right. It's a good point. Yeah, I like that. It's a good idea. All right.
Other than that, he's got the 2 normal hunters. That's, those hunters in that Rock can literally win every single game.
They can. And he's got a big giant, too. All right. It's a solid list. I love the Scratapults.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm playing against them, and then I'm not such a big fan of them anymore. And speaking of Shannon, there he is with Sylvan Elves.
Hey, Sylvan Elves.
Titanic Might, Sylvan Blades, Crystal Ball.
Interesting. Oh, he's Blade Dancer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. That makes that guy really ugly.
Hunter's Honor.
4, strength 7.
Master Shaman. I like the Master Shamanism. It's a trap, I think, to take Druidism with Sylvan Elves, having played them. Because you spread so much, you don't really get that much out of the healing anyway. And Shamanism does a great job of shutting down enemy shooting.
Correct.
With the totemic summons, Chilling Howl, +1 toughness. So I do think that Shamanism is the play here. This is a cool list because of how aggressive it is. He's got 2 units of Kestrels and 2 units of Blade Dancers. He's got a ton of MR to protect him from Pyromancy or Thaumaturgy or Divination. The 2 units of 5 Forest Eagles is interesting. I'm curious to hear how those do for him over the course of the weekend.
Right.
And I do think he'll struggle a bit with scoring because he's only got 4 and 2 of them are really static. But I think this list is going to catch a lot of people off guard.
What scores in here? Oh, the Dryads, because they're
3 units of Dryads and 2 units of
right,
Archers.
so they're not skirmish, so they score.
Right.
Okay.
So I do think he's going to catch a lot of people off guard. And it is aggressive. When you have the Kestrel Knights vanguarding on your flanks, and your Chaff's gone on turn 1 because he's just peeled out with 31 bow shots,
Correct.
and then you suddenly have you can't push onto him because you'll get flank charged by Kestrels or counter charged by Swift Stride Blade Dancers. I do like Hero's Heart instead of the Hunter's Honor Spear. I see why people take it. But I think Hero's Heart's better on the BSB.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting list. I want to see how the 5 Forest Eagles do.
He really wants to play like elite small count armies. Like you just don't want to get bogged down in bodies.
Right.
But that's a cool list. Caps off to you, Mr. Powell.
All right, Norbert brought Undying Dynasties.
Surprise.
The Master of Cosmo. Hey, look, a Sacred Hourglass.
Hey, look, I found it. He does have a Shaw Guardian, which is cool. I'm all about that. 2 Architect with the Talisman of the Void, Cloak of the Dunes, cool.
2 Catapults, Dread Sphinx, 3 Stalkers.
Don't see much of them.
He loves those Stalkers.
He's only got 1, 2. He's only got 3 scoring units, and one of those is a big archer unit.
Archers, Skeletons, and Cataphracts, right?
Yeah.
Oof.
Archers, Chariots, and Cataphracts.
Chariots, that's what I meant.
Yeah, so that's going to be tough. That's going to be really tough. But he does have 2 big monsters. He does have 2 catapults. Does have the Stalkers. So.
And the Stalkers are underground ambush.
Yeah, so it might not matter really.
Right.
Especially since Nomark can give out he can give the Chariot his weapon skill and lethal strike buff anyway.
Right, and the Architect can pass around that.
Mm-hmm.
Still pass.
His magic phase isn't as scary as others I've seen because he's just the 1 master.
Correct.
So you can kind of sit on Touch the Heart because that heals 2 wounds or 3 wounds on a Cataphract or 4 wounds on a Chariot. So.
Okay. Yeah. See how he does. Norbert, I think, is one of 2 that have non-CGL guys that have been to every Mountain Mayhem.
That's cool.
Him and Phil Carl. Phil Blake. Double Master. Nope. Wizard Adept.
Master Evo with look, an Hourglass. The Hierarch with the Cosmo. Oh, Binding Scroll. Double Binding Scroll. Look at that.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Look at that. I like the warriors that are entombed.
So
Triple Scout Chaff. And then,
5
oh man,
scoring.
2
3
units of
battles.
Cataphracts and Triple Battle Sphinx.
That is an interesting list.
It's a
No
nasty
more
list.
choppy.
That's a lot of shooting. Like, it's a surprising amount.
Is it?
You have 35 strength 3 shots that hit on 5s. The Battle Sphinxes, that's 66 strength 4 AP1 breath weapons. You have double snipe from evocation. You have ice and fire from cosmology.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't seeing that either.
And then once you get to it, you have to fend off 5 cataphracts or triple sphinxes, or with regen. One of them will have regen, and all the buffs that come with it: reroll to hit, reroll to wound, +1 to hit, +1 strength.
All right.
Can also give people a 5 ward save. No, you can't because that's an add up. So.
And Victor with his Undying Dynasties. These are 3.
Oh, look, an hourglass.
These are 3. And an architect. 2 architects.
Oh, look, a master and a wizard out with the Book of Arcane Mastery.
I've never seen that before.
No? Oh,
No, this is new.
This is actually surprisingly close to Phil Blake's list, too.
2 architects, 17 archers. Yep, 2 buried, 20 units, 3 scouts, cataphracts. Cataphracts are bigger because he only has 2 battle sphinxes.
He only has double sphinx. Because he has a second tube architect. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, both those are strong lists.
Yeah, he gets a little more buffing out of div. And again, it's same thing, right? It's 32 strength 3 shots that always hit on 5. He has a 1 snipe out of evocation if he wants it, and then he's got an Unerring Strike and boosted Fate's Judgment.
Yep, and an architect with a potion of strength.
Watch out, man.
You gotta look out for him. All right, what's next? Ben Jones brought vampires. Wow. Ben Jones has vampires this time. 2 characters. Master of Occult, Master of Alchemy. Fell Wraith with Titanic Might. That's nasty. 3 characters. That's nasty. Because he carries his AP10 with him, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
That's so ugly.
Oh, stop complaining. He's got to hit.
That's true. He does have to hit. So he hits you on a 4. 30 ghouls with a champion, skeletons, zombies, Barrow Knights. I don't like the black standard on 5 knights.
5 knights, yeah.
Yeah,
I also don't like the cadaver wagon. Altar's cool. Wish you had to. I like Phantom Hosts. I like Spectral Hunters. I think Vampire Spawn need to be a lot bigger.
Yeah, 4s I think are, especially with 4 with a champion.
Easy to peel.
Yep.
Vargalak's cool. Wish you had 2.
That Fell Wraith is ugly. I hate those.
Oh,
all right.
Good grief.
Yeah, just whining about it. All right, Chris.
Wait till you see this list.
Vampire General, Master of Occultism, and a Evocation Master. There's the Barrow King. There's the guy.
There's Nav.
Yeah, he's ugly.
Uh-huh.
He does not have a shield, though. What the hell?
He's got to have his shield because he has Dusk Forged.
Yeah, but why does he have Hero's Heart? That's
on a hand weapon?
On a hand weapon. I didn't even know you could take Hero's Heart on a hand weapon.
Mm-hmm. Things you learn every day.
Let's check something real quick. All right. Well, okay.
He's literally been playing the same Barrow King for a year. Like you hadn't picked up on that before?
Yeah, he's ugly.
He's got triple snipe too.
It's not written there because he has it built in.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Mitchell is just letting me know this. Okay.
He has triple snipe from occultism and evocation. And then he's got double dark coach and double shrieking horror.
I know. That's double shrieking horror. And they just, oh, sorry, as a mount took a big hit loss, but not.
And he's got double dark coach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting list. I haven't seen him play shrieking horrors.
Mm-hmm.
No.
The footprint's big on him.
Yeah, he's got no big block, does he?
Well, they don't start big.
Correct. Yeah, understood.
But he hangs back for a little bit while he zones you with dark coaches and shrinking horrors, and suddenly his 4 scoring units become much larger.
Double inside.
Gene.
I understand this mechanic.
Mm-hmm. You can also vanguard those wolves right up in your face and then just shove everything behind it and be like, come get me.
Speaking of Chris Mitchell, there he is.
Oh, hey, Chris.
Master of Evocation, Master of Occultism. Inscriptions, Barrow King. 6 ghouls. 2.
This is a cool list, too. It is like the Chris Mintz build with the triple snipe.
Double Dark Coach, double Varkalax instead of the Shrieking Horrors.
Yeah, I like the instead of Essence of Mithril, I like the Destiny's Call better because he's just a 5 with 4 ward save. That at that point, I guess he can with occultism give himself +1 ward save. So maybe I'm being an idiot there. So maybe a 2 up 5 up's better. And then he does have the double dark coach, which I think are phenomenal pieces. And then the Varkalax are also really strong.
Yep. Yeah, I like this list.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chris.
It's my guy. Oh, speaking of guy.
Speaking of your guy.
Chris is my guy.
Vermin Demon. Oh, yeah, whatever. Plague Patriarch on the Pendulums. Guy with Stand Behind. Great.
Oh, look, a Vermin Demon.
Exactly.
Oh, look, a pendulum.
And a guy on it with the plague, with the putrid protection.
Oh, my goodness.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, well, and a scepter and a stick.
Yeah. He sits in the second rank and reaches over and bonks you with a great weapon once around.
Just 1 strength 6 attack. Reaches out and touches you.
Like Brotherhood, Rat-at-Arms.
I mean, the Rat-at, I shouldn't be dogging him too much. He does have the Rat-at-Arms with spears and the meat grinder to go in them.
Yep. And the Banner of Endless Swarm.
Mm-hmm. Which, oh, by the way, Rat-at-Arms got a lot cheaper.
Did
so
they?
You're going to see a lot of them. Yep.
Oh, no. 2 Catapults, 2 Dread Mills, 2 Plague Disciplines. 2 units of Plague Disciplines.
Disciplines or disciples?
Disciples.
This list, hold on. Just can you humor me for 1 second?
What do you
How
want?
much more expensive did this list get? 30, 40, 20,
did it get more expensive?
10. Oh, it got a lot more expensive.
Good. But
Just in the character section, he added 100 points.
Okay.
Disciples got that much more. 25, 25, 30. And then the meat grinder got cheaper. So this list is 185 points over.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's a
Too
plague.
bad you're not playing that update.
Yeah, that's a Plague Catapult out of the list.
Mm-hmm.
And moving on, Jeremy's got Vermin as well. Vermin Demon, the Tyrant. Look at that. I'm disappointed.
What?
I was looking for the...
You were looking for the Doomblade, weren't you?
looking for the Doomblade.
From Jeremy. He is renowned with that Doomblade.
I'm so disappointed.
It follows him.
It does. Binding Scroll. It's a different character build. No Plague Pendulum.
Nope.
Standard 26, 20. A lot of rats. I actually like those units of giant rats.
I do too. I just always find that I need the scoring elsewhere. I need scoring in core.
I mean, it's 140 points for 20 of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't
March 14 chaff.
couple treadmills, couple plague disciples. Okay.
It's a lot of chaff.
No, no
I
weapon
cannot
on his
wait
Vermin
to hear the
Hulks.
stories of the tyrant on the Vermin Hulk bodyguard with a 1-up rerollable. Like I cannot wait for the stories.
Hero's Heart.
He's almost as expensive as his unit that he's going in.
That's a good point. He's 11 points cheaper, isn't he?
He's 20 points cheaper.
Oh,
Than 6 Vermin Hulks.
is that where? Oh, that's true. That's where he's going. Right.
Mm-hmm. I'm sized.
So am I. And who's this? Joe.
It's me.
You got a Joe list.
I wanted to try the Doom Bell. I realized I'd never got to play one, and I really wanted to.
All right.
So I went with the Doom Bell on Thaum, and then I went with the Monstrous Rat Cowboy for my BSB.
Right. Yeah, you've been playing that guy a little bit lately.
Yeah, and he got a lot cheaper in the update.
Okay.
Yes. So did the Tyrant. So I think you're going to be seeing me with a lot of Monstrous Rats coming up.
Thunderhulks with meat grinders. Not a lot of shooting in your list.
Just the Dreadmills.
Wow, I'm surprised.
If I had more time and I bought another A-bomb, I was gonna bring double A-bomb. I just couldn't make it work, so I went to Dreadmills instead. So not a lot of shooting. It's pretty aggro. We'll see how the Little Plague Brotherhood do as scorers. And I really want to try the 4 Thunderhulks with meat grinders because they got 15 points cheaper in the update too. So I would love to play them and see how they go.
All right. Yeah, this is a bit of a different list from you. Not much shooting at all.
There's no demon. There's no pendulum. No catapults.
Right.
I did take Dreadmills, which, poo-poo on me. But
you do have the Doom Bell, so that gives you the 18-inch leadership bubble.
Yeah, and then I have 18-inch on the BSP too.
Because of
Towering Presence.
Monstrous Rat.
Yeah, Towering Presence.
Okay. Towering Presence. All right. Moving on. Here we go. Alex. Lord. Okay. Burning Port. Port and Lord.
On the dragon.
Okay. Wow. 1,200 if you kill him. If you bring him down, it's 1,200 points, almost.
It's gutsy for what could be, a cannonball and a poke. Although, have we seen a cannon yet? I don't think so.
We have not seen a cannon yet.
So, you know what?
It turned out to be a good bet. And we're on Warriors of Dark Gods, so I think we're done with cannons. Okay. 13 Warriors of Wrath. Warriors, Warhounds, Battle Shrine for Swarm, Warrior Knights, and the Hellmaw with an Ominous Gateway.
I like Warrior Lusts. Lust Warrior. Warrior Lust. I like Lust Warriors. Watch out for them to flee and somehow rally right on top of a portal. And then, GTFO the next turn.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
They're very flexible units, surprisingly mobile. The Force one with the Tomb Lord are really good too, really good.
Spike shields, yep.
And he's got Alchemy to give him reroll the wound, and he's got the Battle Shrine for the extra spells there. So.
Yeah, it's a solid list.
I think so.
Another one.
And look, a Portent Lord.
On a War Dais. Potion of Speed. I guess he doesn't want to get nuked by a Mighty Lord.
Or Doomblade.
without taking him with him. Yeah. Wizard Master, Barbarian Chief, 3 Yours, Barbs. All right. No
A little
Helm.
bit of everything in there. Watch out, those 10 Chosen to Envy are going to be nasty. But there's no Helmaw, so you can keep everything in front of you.
Right. That helps.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely helps. I hate those Helmals.
Oh, I know you do.
And Jeff brought Warriors.
Oh, look, a Portent Lord.
On a War Dice.
Oh, man.
At least he's not on a dragon.
You know, fair enough.
I like the Warriors points. He needs credit for that. 24 Warriors, 666 points.
Oh, yeah, he gets credit for that. Give him just a tournament point for that. 666.
666. Feldrakes, Warrior Chariot, no Helmaw as well. All right. Couple
It's going to come
chariots.
right at you.
Yeah. He is.
Mm-hmm. Feldrax are good.
It's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
Feldrax are good. That's your comment.
Oh, especially with Banner of Discipline. Like, their big weakness is that they can panic. So,
Right. They're not panicking. And the last list we have in the list is Germ. Hey, look.
like a Portent Lord. I found one.
Did you? I didn't think anyone took those. Aren't they bad? Aren't they bad?
They're terrible.
All right.
All right. And he's got Alchemy, some Chosen, some Flayers. I actually like Flayers. Warhounds. So he's got 3 Chaff. I don't like the Barbarians.
I like the Flayers a lot.
That's what. Yeah. Thanks. Good comment.
Yeah. No. How much is the How much does it cost to upgrade them to give them the sweeping attack or the whatever the pass by attack?
Like 20 points or something. I honestly couldn't tell you because I have the new book downloaded.
Okay. I like that a lot too.
I'll give you an idea though.
I was so happy because I actually played Jeremiah and he had those flayers and I thought
right. The Skinning Lash is 4 points of model, so it's 20 points to upgrade the unit. But that's this update. Yeah.
Okay. That's not bad.
Nope.
Yeah, because with my brigands, I just scouted him out, and then he ran over close to me, and I thought he had his attacks, and with my leadership 5, I thought I was a goner. But he doesn't have them. So anyway, long story for nothing.
Cool story, bro.
Aren't you impressed? All right, Immortal Gauntlets. There we have it.
Doom Lord's cool. All right.
It's a Doom Lord.
Did you release matchups yet?
I have not. I'm going to do matchups this weekend.
Oh, okay.
So we'll put out matchups and see how that goes. Banner of Relentless Company. Okay. So what are you thinking in this one?
Alex and Phil Blake are going to podium.
You think Phil's going to podium with that list?
It's a nasty list, man.
I agree. I haven't seen him play it, though. Has he been playing it?
No, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a really nasty list. UD are about to get kicked in the nuts on their healing. So this is his last hurrah with them.
It's the casting went up by 2.
Yeah, and the Hourglass got hit pretty hard too.
The Hourglass went up in like 60 points or something. Yeah, that's anyway. Well, the thing that hurts it is the fact that going up by 2 is not a big deal, except it cancels the Hourglass because you can no longer 2 dice everything. Right.
Well, you increases it by 2. It means like you kind of went from like getting reliably like 2.5 to 3 spells off a turn to Phil's telling me he's like, I'm getting like 1.5 off.
Okay.
Because I just have to throw more dice at everything.
Correct. Like I said, which invalidates even if the Hourglass didn't go up, it kind of invalidates it anyway.
Yeah, they got I think the healing nerf was a bit over the top, if I'm being honest. I think you could have solved things, with like just making the just make the hourglass go away. It's clearly an overpowered item, so
Right.
just make it one use only in the magic phase, and or maybe decrease or increase the decrease the raising values on cataphracts, so you're only healing one instead of two.
And
You know,
maybe
something like that.
chariots. Yeah.
Oh, and chariots definitely.
The
Um,
the other
I
thing,
think there's
the
a lot.
architect got hit pretty hard too.
Yeah, there's a lot better ways to go about it, and I think overall I really like a lot of the updates. So I don't honestly think that people get bent out of shape about 10 and 20 points here. Um, yes, James Smith the third. We understand that's what we're talking about.
The yeah. Anyway, I think either one of those would have fixed it. They may have double nerfed it, just kind of like they did with the other
Oh, they
thing.
triple nerfed it because they hit the healing, they hit the hourglass, and they hit the points.
Okay. Yeah. So Phil Blake, who'd you say?
Alex, and I'm gonna go Shannon on the sneaky podium with that really aggro Sylvan Elf army.
Really?
If you get the right matchups, if he runs into somebody like Phil, it's gonna be tough. Where like the one thing War Dancers don't want to see are strength 4 breath weapons.
Well, Alex has a huge thing with a Portent Lord on a dragon.
Yeah, and there's literally no cannons.
And there are no cannons.
This whole tournament.
The shrapnel guns can hurt it if he gets closer.
Yeah, you can play off it. There are a couple bolt throwers, so it's not like just a free pass for the Portent Lord.
Yeah, but it's pretty close. That's a good point. All right.
I like that pick. I also like Keith's army. The only problem is Keith will figure out how to play it on game 3 or 4 because he won't have played that list ever or Beastmen ever.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Well, that'll be good for the first people he plays in the first 2 rounds. Play Keith early then in that case. Does Keith do universal battles?
No. I think he's played a couple on there, but no, not really.
Okay. Wow. All right, then. That's going to do it. Those are the Mountain Mayhem lists. Right?
That's it. We did it in under an hour and 10 minutes this time.
The Shrieking Horrors are pretty nasty. We'll see how they do.
Oh, Chris Mintz is also a good pick with that triple snipe and the Shrieking Horrors. However, there's a lot of div and pyromancy and bolt throwers.
Yes. The Shrieking Horrors don't like any of those.
No.
All right. So, not picking yourself, huh? Not hitting that podium?
No, I mean, I've never played that before. I don't think Thunderhulks are that good, but I really want to try them. And I won't have ever played a Doom Bell, so I won't be used to just being stubborn leadership 9 the whole game with div cold-blooded.
Right.
That's the ticket.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out for you.
All right. Yeah, I do like Chris Mintz's list too, though, because it's very aggressive and that does well in singles with the triple snipe.
Yeah, if anybody wants to look out on the forum, I'll post the lists either this evening or tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you're an old man. It'll probably be tomorrow morning.
It's past my bedtime.
Past your bedtime.
Thanks.
You'll probably post it like in the early hours this morning when you get up, 4 times to pee. Who's your podium pick? You didn't give me yours. You only made me do mine.
No.
I actually think, what I'm going to say? I think Chris Mintz, this is his tournament to lose. Because that hard counter, like, if you think, like, Alex and Chris are going up, like, the one thing the Portent Lord can't mess with are Shrieking Horrors.
Shrieking Horrors.
And triple snipe.
It is.
And boosted grave calls. So.
And you figure they're going to run into each other at some point.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with Chris Mintz to win it. I can say the same thing about Shannon's list, where having played a very aggro Sylvan Elf list against that magic phase, it just does not go well. Where you literally are picking up units per magic missile.
Right.
So, and then I also think Shannon would have a hard time with Phil's list, just with the triple Sphinx. Having played it with Sylvan Elves, it can be really tough to get through. And Ice and Fire and stuff like that, even though it does have all the MR. So then it kind of comes down to me: is Alex going to play Shannon and Phil and jump himself up? I think Shannon actually would have the advantage over Alex, but I think Alex would have the advantage over Phil.
Wow. And Phil, I think, has, anyway. That's going to be interesting. Chris, I think, has a decent list. I like Chris.
I think Chris Mintz has the best list at the tournament.
Yeah, that would be mine for the win.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, who knows? Then it all depends on where the matchups happen.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of falls on the luck of the matchups.
Right. Yeah. And then the problem is if somebody like if Alex, who's vulnerable to those shrieking horrors, runs up against Chris in round 5, that may knock Alex completely out of the running.
Right. Depends on how close everybody gets. Yeah.
If a couple people are close behind him to jump him.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's it for now.
All right.
I'll see you next week.
I will see you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Let's see if this will stop. Is this going to end? No, it's not ending yet.
It's not ending yet.
Oh, well.
Good morning, everybody.